Welcome back. It's 6:19, and our entertainment expert, Rick, is here.
Yeah, and he is talking about some of the movies that are in theaters this weekend. Good morning, Rick. Thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning.
All right, it is Friday. A lot of people getting ready to go to the theaters this weekend, and there's a big film out, and that it's starring Harrison Ford.
Yeah, The Call of the Wild. You know, it's funny. Harrison Ford has done so many big franchise movies, you know, with the Star Wars and Indiana Jones. We sometimes forget he can actually act. and so it takes a film like The Call of the Wild to show his acting skills. Now, the film is based loosely on the 1903 Jack London book of the same name. The writer has taken some real liberties with some of the plot lines in it, but generally it sticks to the book. And what it is, it's a story of Buck. And Buck is this huge dog that's living in Southern California. It's the 1890s. The gold rush is going on in Alaska, and everybody's looking for big dogs to help pull sleds. Well, Buck's kidnapped. He's taken to Alaska, and then he goes through a series of owners who change Buck from a sort of a house dog into a strong leader of the pack. He finally meets John Thornton, played by Harrison Ford, and Thornton has been sort of living this self-exile in Alaska because of a tragedy in his life, and you come to find out that Buck and John really do need each other. They go off on an adventure together, and it leads to Buck sort of finding his place in the wild. It's a great film for the family. I do think we have to point out that this is a film that deals with wild animals, and so if you take really young ones, you may have to talk to them a little bit about some scenes you see in there, but these are wild animals. Keep that in mind. But I think it's an excellent film. Good for the family.
PG, you said?
PG rated, right. There's just a little, again, we're talking about violence, we're talking about life in the Yukon, so there are some rough moments like that, but it sort of harkens back to the old days when Walt Disney used to do those outdoor adventure films. Right. And it's beautifully shot, and it's funny that
it looks like
it's weird because the director, this is his first live action film. He did Lilo and Stitch, and he did How to Train Your Dragon. So he has a background in animation, but he really knows how to shoot the scenery. You could take all the characters out of this movie and just look at it for 2 hours, and it would be fun to watch.
Okay, I'm excited about that one. Actually excited. Something I can take the kids to that I might actually enjoy seeing.
It's worth seeing.
All right, what else is in theaters?
Okay, there's a couple other movies opening, but they're not going to do anything near what Call of the Wild. There's a movie called Brahms, The Boys 2. It's a horror film about a weird doll named Brahms. And then there's a film called My Boyfriend's Meds. It's a Spanish language film about people go on an island getaway and the boyfriend forgets his medications, and that causes big problems.
My.
All right, so those are basically the two films that you would kind of recommend, but you're really going for The Call of the Wild.
Right, and with the rain coming in this weekend, I have a full review of The Call of the Wild on KGED.com. Plus, I put up my list of new DVD releases, which include A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, just came out.
Oh, great. That's good. All right, thanks so much, Rick.
All right, Rick, thanks so much. We'll see you next week.
Okay.
This week.